Hello everyone, welcome to the live. I don't know who is coming now, but tonight, wow, it's like I can see myself a bit. Probably you can also see from the back happy birthday banners as well. So tonight, as you may already know, there would be a solar eclipse tomorrow, which would be, I would sometimes look at this side of the thing because my computer is open and I can see the charts and everything from there and my notes around. So if I don't look at the camera all the time, I'm sorry about this. So there would be a solar eclipse. You are hearing me right, everyone? Probably. That on the 8th of April, and it would be with UK time 1918, which is 18 past 7 at night, which would be, of course, depending on where you are in US, can be 5 hours beforehand. For Turkey it will be 2 hours ahead, and for most of the Central Europe would be 1 hour ahead. And as you may know, lots of people are joining. Hello everyone, by the way. I'm waving, etc. I cannot do everything at the same time, but I'm trying my best. So the thing is that so this solar eclipse would be mostly, as you may know, in the South Pacific Ocean and across the North America, Mexico, and Canada. And it would be actually in the it would be a total solar eclipse. And when we say total solar eclipse, what does it mean? Because during the solar eclipse, the moon, it has to be a new moon, by the way, because the shadow of the moon will cover the moon will go in between the earth and the sun, and it will just cover the sun, so we will see the sun in a way eclipsed. And when it's a solar eclipse, actually the moon will be covering the whole corona of the sun, the disk of the sun. So that would be like totally like a blackout. I think it will start, first partial, and it will continue, reach totality and end as partial. And I think in the maximum time it will go around like 4 minutes 28 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be something big, and they make actually some kind of comparison between the one that happened in 2017 August. Again, I think North America, most of them, they could observe that solar eclipse that time, and I think now it's in a bigger area and much bigger number of people would be able to see it live. I think last time I remember a solar eclipse was 1999. Solar eclipses, as I said, for solar eclipse to happen, you need a new moon. And in terms of astrology, what does it mean? This year it will happen in Aries, sign of Aries, which is a fire sign and a cardinal sign, and it will happen in the 19 degrees 22 minutes. And the thing is that, when there is the new moon, what does it mean? So new moons are generally like the symbols of new starts, fresh beginnings. And as I sometimes say, sometimes in order to be able to start something new, it happens that you have to leave things behind, or you have to also end things. But when solar eclipse happens, the important thing is that the sun and the moon, which are the main actors of the new moon in this case, in any case, all the moon phases are is associated with the relation between sun and the moon, how they have angles with each other, and in this case they will be in unity, which is the explanation of the conjunction aspect in astrology. And here the nodes are really very near to the sun and the moon in this case, and that's how when the eclipse happens we realize that. What does that mean? Nodes, I mean, in very general terms in astrology, there's a south node and there's a north node, and south node is about our comfort zone, is about our innate skills, can be about the past or the history in general, and it's really the comfort zone. It's like a place of comfort. And but the north node is the part that like you would like to improve, you know, go ahead, and then you would like to in a way don't stay in that past and in that comfort zone, and you would like to move to an area. Maybe there is not a comfort zone, but there might be a promise of progress and improvement. And here at the moment, when we look at the sky, the south node is in the Libra, sign of Libra, and the north node is in the sign of Aries, as the solar eclipse and new moon will be happening. And in that sense, when we look at that relationship, it's like we would like to be going from a point of like compromising and like putting maybe the other people, giving them more importance in terms of our relationships. I mean, trying to please the other people a lot, and yeah, make a lot of effort from that part. Maybe that's the place that is the comfort zone for us, or that's the past that we are, I mean, like from birth that we have. But now what we are trying to do is like making it about us, you know, our own selves, and we would like to achieve something or go forward for our own being. I mean, it's like in a way we are going from we to the I part. But I think the important thing is that when there are two sides that are opposing, instead of like cutting the cords completely between these two opposing sides, to find them in a way midway, balance between them. So it's not like not completely leaving that comfort zone behind, but taking some part from that and then go forward, move forward with that notion of the past and comfort zone ahead. And in this new moon or solar eclipse in this case, since it will be in the sign of Aries, maybe we can think of like we have to, I mean, in our expression, inner expression and self-expression, we may need to be more courageous, and it should be about us, and it should be, I mean, like we may need to be more maybe initiative about certain things, taking the lead of things, and like being, I mean, like grasping things and being more energetic in starting new stuff. And it's important to know that whatever we start now in this new moon or solar eclipse period will have a impact. The solar eclipse, generally it's thought like in eclipses especially, you can go, I mean, like up to 6 months impact, and you can see things unfolding related with this event. But there is also a certain cycle, and whatever we plant in this solar eclipse era or the new moon part, we can see that, I mean, these seeds, until they come out and we start taking action about them, would be the time about January 2025, and that they reach a peak or a completion point would be around 7th of October 2025. So it's good to keep these dates in mind as well. Having said that, when we look at the, I mean, chart, of course you are not able to see it at the moment, but there is a quite close relationship with the Chiron, the centaur. I mean, Chiron is normally known as the wounded healer, but I think that especially thinking about the nodes, that's life journey from moving to comfort zone to a progress area, to an improvement area, I think it could be also a teacher, a mentor. And also Chiron, I mean, astronomically also is between the Saturn and Uranus, so in that sense we can also think about like making a bridge between the past and the future, the old and the new. So in that sense, I mean, like in this new start, we may get the guidance of Chiron in a way that I mean, like it can be a very, I mean, brave teacher that could give us guidance about our next steps and what to plant better. And of course, if you are following, of course, there is the Mercury retrograde, legendary. I like saying legendary Mercury retrograde. That is in Aries, so it's a period of reflection. So in a way that we can think that that it's not like being impatient or let's do this, let's do that, etc. Blah blah. Also with our thinking and the way of communication. No, it's like, wait a minute. I mean, like maybe before making these moves, fast moves or runs in terms of our mindset, maybe we should think about it, reflect on, maybe there are things to be that can be corrected and you can move forward with them. I think in that sense, I mean, I don't see that Mercury retrograde would be negative, but more positive. And there is one more important thing about this, that as I said, it's in Aries, and Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars is the symbol of courage, bravery, will, the drive, and then leadership. You know, I mean, it's the warrior, or how do we I mean pronounce it, warrior. I mean, in that sense, this warrior. But is it like a really that, you know, as we know in mythology, like Mars or Ares, is it something like really fiery, like attacking type of warrior? No, because Mars, the planet of Mars, is at the moment in the sign of Pisces. And for that, I was telling, I have written something when Mars move into Pisces. It is a feeling of like sometimes we may need some courage to activate that emotional side of ourselves and maybe show it to the world. And sometimes also it can be a drive to hold ourselves and just stay behind the closed doors in a place safe and quiet environment, charging our batteries. So it's not actually a very fiery Mars that is ruling all this energy of solar eclipse, new moon, Chiron, or in this case also we have the Venus as well. It is not like that. This is more some kind of emotional, and even I think that is intuitive. There is a more isolated type of feeling with this. So I think in this whatever we plan to start or initiate during this solar eclipse, in case it could be the case that there won't be this very fighting energy. There is a more spiritual or intuitive energy. Even I mean, like with the Pisces, there can be lots of creativeness. Of course, we have to be careful about that. We don't go too much into the depth of the dream world, that we don't get disappointed with the moves that we make. In that sense, we have to be really I mean, like precautious about it. And if we think, I mean, like as I said, since Mercury is retrograde at the moment, I think that may also help about that if we consider it like reflecting, contemplating about our actions and everything. So in that sense it can be useful. And also there is this Mars, as I said, the ruler of Aries, will be again hand in hand with the planet Saturn, which is in Pisces at the moment. And there was a question by a very esteemed astrologer, fellow astrologer, Jasmina. She was asking, what do you think that this energy between Mars and Saturn? And I said that, I wrote that, that's why I took a note. I said it might be fighting our fears about letting go or showing our soft emotional side and just stepping away the reality of the world. So in that sense, this solar eclipse has really a serene energy. like that, the feet of the warrior, because Pisces is related with the feet, and feet of the Saturn, the authority and everything, the fears, limits, boundaries or structure, whatever it's the time, they are in water, in a much calmer area, and then it would be really giving a calming down energy in that sense. And also we are having this this Jupiter and Uranus conjunction is nearly happening in this chart. Is also there's a kind of adjustment with the way that we decide to make these fresh starts, and the sudden changes, fundamental changes that may happen in our lives. We can think about that like that when I look at the chart. And having said that, so the question is that you can ask, okay, so how does this solar eclipse may affect every individual? Also there's the mundane part, the countries, everything, which I won't go into that, because I'm not I know mundane astrology, but I'm not any expert on this, so I will prefer to stay silent. In individual charts, first of all, the important thing is that you have to know in your natal chart where Aries is, the sign of Aries is. So the house, the area of life, this thing will be impacted. This solar eclipse and the new moon will have an impact on our charts. And we should look around the 19 degrees for that, more or less. Normally, to get that complete impact, you can think about 19 degrees, 20 degrees, 18 degrees, around that area, but it can be a bit wider. And since the opposite sign of Aries is Libra, also if you have any placements around this degree in Libra, also there can be an impact. And if you push a bit harder, if you again the in other cardinal signs, which are Cancer and Capricorn, if you again have these placements around these degrees, I think that on a personal level you might be more impacted by the new starts that will be starting with this solar eclipse and new moon energy. And there is one more interesting thing about this, is that there is something called metonic cycle, and this is something that that in case of new moons and full moons, in these phases, we see that every 19 years the moon come to the same point, more or less same degree. And 19 years ago, like in 2005, on 8th of April, as there was a new moon in Aries, also there was an eclipse that time as well. So I think 2005, in that sense, if any interaction has been in with your natal chart and that eclipse, I think that may have unfolded, I mean, like in 6 months time. According to some people, it can go up to 9 months or 1 year time anyway. So if something had happened in that period, as the sky is not the same, though Mercury is retrograde and Venus is in Aries as well, the area of what happened is the same area. I mean, even there is no direct contact with any placements in our charts, at the end of the day, this eclipse will be happening in a certain area of our lives. Maybe if there is a contact with certain elements in our chart, the impact might be higher, but even there is not a direct impact like with the connection with our natal charts. That eclipse, this eclipse will be happening in a certain area of our lives, and as I mean, every transit we might feel something, but as I said, if there are any placements, of course the impact would be direct and much I mean, like we can feel it much more than before. I think that's the what I thought I was thinking about telling about the solar eclipse. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, what we are saying is always general things, and there is one more thing that, I mean, it's like sometimes, I mean, there is the case that, I mean, there can be different scenarios that can be written in relationship to eclipses or the position of the planets, but the very important thing is that, for example, when we look at the sky, at the position of the planets, and when we look at the moment of the eclipse, there's a child or many children, many babies are saying hello to the world. So actually we are looking at their chart. So when we are talking about a dynamic transit chart, we have to be really careful about what we are saying, because we are talking about the foundations of a new human being coming into life. So it's very something sensitive subject in my personal opinion, and not everyone should agree, but that's it. If you have any questions, of course you can write in the chat box, or I mean, anywhere that you want. In the meantime, what I can say that I will come to the, tonight, by the way, I forgot about that. I was going to host Gwen, but Golden Pond, her account is, but unfortunately she wasn't able to join, so that's why you are just have to put up with my wonderful monologue. So the thing is that, I mean, this eclipse is happening. The sun is, of course, is also in Aries. The moon is in Aries, the sun is in Aries, and sun is thought to be, I mean, in terms of astrology also, like in a very good expression when it comes to the sign of Aries, which is called exaltation. And also 19 degrees, which I think that 19 degrees actually is the degree between 18 and 19, but let's say that this 19 also is like the exaltation of point of sun in Aries. So in terms of tarot, because we are in the second decan, second 10 degrees of Aries during the solar eclipse. And this is the card that is associated with the second decan of Aries, which is the Three of Wands. I wonder if you are seeing it well. And the thing is that, I mean, I won't go into the technical details, but the normally, as I said, the ruler of sign of Aries is Mars, but in this card the ruler is Sun. Okay, so it's like a big expression. And when we look at this card, Three of Wands is there is this person and he is looking ahead, and he has the two wands behind and holding to the third wand really tight, and I think ready to move forward. The card before this is Two of Wands. I mean, there is a number two is sometimes is about dilemma or conflict, or sometimes it's about polarity. Yeah, is this one or that one? This guy is asking, okay, like I have everything, where next? Do I conquer? What do I? It's like, you know, thinking, planning, etc. And here this guy is like, I think, made up his mind more. He's more like, he has this more kind of this solar power in a way. I mean, it's like he's just reflecting the mighty sun, knows about where he needs to lead to, what kind of action he has to take. And it's more what we say regal type of energy. So he will be ready to go forward after being like, here, there, what do I do, etc. I mean, like this polarity. And then do I do this, do I do? No, here is like, he is the sun. I mean, he is ready to just to move forward and to put all those action into plan. In that sense, there is this kind of energy that can come also with the tarot card that is associated with the Three of Wands. In any case, a few, I mean, minutes later after the solar eclipse, the other card that we'll see is the Four of Wands, which as a coincidence, which is Venus is the ruler, and at the moment also in the sky Venus is in Aries. So always there is this kind of energy on this card, like there's kind of a celebration, you know, you thought what, etc. Then you put your power, you took the lead, you went ahead, and now in a way time to celebrate. So these are the actually the tarot cards that are associated with the Aries season in general. And as I said, I mean that there is more Three of Wands. And also I'm thinking in terms of astrology, again, it's like three, I mean, is a more generally positive energy that can come with, I mean, it reminds me always the trine aspect, which there's a lot of fun, there's harmony and everything that could come together. So in that sense, I mean, in terms of mundane astrology, I mean, I know that there are lots of I mean, like theories going about Saturn, Mars, and solar eclipse and everything. But on individual level, I think if we really manage to reflect on and elaborate about the certain projects initiated recently and everything, and think about them in a much thorough way, and then trying to see them in a way, maybe in a more objective way. I mean, like putting us, I mean ourselves aside and seeing them in a more objective way, maybe in that sense, I mean the fresh beginnings that will be starting during this new moon solar eclipse period could be beneficial in the area that Aries is part of. So in that sense also, I mean, like as I said, I mean, like when we look at the tarot cards, this is, by the way, from the Rider-Waite-Smith Centennial Edition. That's the deck that I learned how to read tarot with this deck, but I think use them except teaching or making videos. So I think, yeah, that if we can take our steps, also listening to our heart well as well, not only the head, because Aries is about head and what is going on here. It's also about like this intuitive part of Pisces. If we can listen to that in a much better way, I think that the stars that we could have with this solar eclipse can bring better fruits or better production in the coming months. But again, I have to say that, I mean, without knowing the individual charts, it's hard to say that it is for everyone, because sometimes it happens that the actors of this solar eclipse, which are mainly moon and sun in Aries, but also we shouldn't disregard the nodal axis, south node, north node, and also all the Chiron, Mercury. And if it's making some, some conflicting touches or connections with our natal charts, the things might be a bit more challenging for us. But that is true that sometimes some of the challenges, restrictions, strains, or frictions in our lives may help us to be more productive. Of course, it doesn't happen right away, because there is this moment of feeling that tension in our lives, which at the beginning can feel really hard. But afterwards, I think once we are over that, like you are moving towards it, and then like push it, and then during that pushing period, I think much powerful products can come ahead. So that's, I think, my humble intake about this solar eclipse. I'm in the meantime looking at my notes. It's there is anything also, I mean, I think that's important thing of the new moon, like that is the, that's how the solar eclipse is happening, that we see the dark side, of the moon. We don't see it actually. I mean, it's not like full moon that we see all that light, and there is something that is a bit unknown. I mean, there is this, I always feel like there is something that limbo effect, I mean, with the new moon that is coming. It's like, because it's like, this, you are starting something, but it's like actually I don't see it, and until we see in a few days the crescent moon, and then you say, now we are getting there. That's that kind of feeling. So in that sense, I think maybe after the solar eclipse, it's like, that it will get dark, and then all the sun is covered, the corona of the disk of the sun will be covered. It's like a shock effect, etc. But it's like actually you are not seeing anything at all. And after that, I think dawn effect of everything disappears, and then the coming of the crescent moon and everything, then I think that would be the point that the things might become much clearer. And I believe that also when the Mercury retrograde finishes, I mean, like officially on the 25th of April, but with the post shadow, etc., like mid-May, I think things, all the new projects, new ideas, and everything might be much clearer for us. But really, I think with the Chiron, I think there is a lot of this bridge effect of getting this past and future, and then all the old and new, and then tradition and unorthodox, everything. There's kind of everything that is putting all these things together in this solar eclipse and new moon. And I think that would be a good mentoring or good teachings that we can get through the Chiron as well. And also, I mean, it's true that maybe it would be a point that, especially, I don't know, I mean, of course, the charts of every individual, but it's very important that if we tend to be too much on the compromising side, it's a way also to start a point that even though, not saying that like we have to leave everyone behind, all that attitude behind, but we have to be more for ourselves as well. I mean, like, if that's the way to move ahead, to improve and to achieve something, at least for us, in that sense. I don't know if you have any questions, please ask, because if there won't be any questions coming through, I would be probably wrapping up and finish this live here. Any questions? As I said, I mean, like, again, since I'm finishing the live, please see in your charts, especially if you have any placements in your natal chart in Aries and in Libra, especially around 19 degrees. But we can also include, as I said, Cancer and Capricorn in this area. And also, let's refresh our memories about 2005, if any specific turning point types of events unfolded in certain areas of our lives. I think that would be that. Thank you very much for listening to me and coming to this live. I hope that I'm not a very technical person, and I can really put the blame on Mercury retrograde easily at this point, because I will try to save this video, and maybe if I can achieve, I will try to also put on my YouTube and maybe in the podcast, which are all Amethyst Astro Tarot, but for the podcast is Stars and Cars Chronicles. And for anything individual, I mean, like, you would like to walk through your natal charts, or you would like to learn anything about your yearly annual forecasting and everything, you can always contact me for professional services as well through amethystastro.com or my Gmail and everything, which are in my profile as well. Again, thank you very much. If anyone is watching in the US, I hope that, and if you are in the total solar eclipse, totality of the eclipse area, I hope that you enjoy with your, that special glasses and everything, and then see the beauty of this astronomical event. All the best. See you. Bye bye.